welcome to the Power Couples Coaching
Is the mic on?
Podcast. The mic is on, where we talk about fitness and health. Tonight we are going to dive into another episode of Unwell. This one is regarding Tantra. Let's see how Tantra can make us well. What'd you think about the Tantra health, wellness, whatever it is?
I still have a hard time understanding what it is. There's so many different definitions. I guess basically it's like the connection. I don't know. I still don't really get what it is. It's like too complicated. And
it's really
everyone
complicated.
Seems to have a different understanding of what it is.
What Tantra is used to manipulate young, impressionable people. That's what I got out of it. This is Neo-Tantra, as a doctor or professor, whatever on here said. It is not. It's new. It's not the same as the Tantra that you had back in the 1500s. And the people who gravitate towards this are people who are broken, or like they have severe trauma, it seems, a lot of them in their past, and they're searching for spiritual healing.
And yeah, I was saying a lot of people think Tantra is a spiritual approach to sex or a modality of sexual healing. But I think it's definitely, like you said, a lot of people abuse like their power in that field. Like not constantly, but that guy in the video, what was his name?
The Swami?
Oh yeah, I guess.
I can't remember Swami's name.
Him, and then there's like other ones like I've heard about as well.
Alright, let's paint the picture of what happened in this documentary. So first we meet a girl, her name's something Cobra. Sasha Cobra. Sasha Cobra is a spiritual healer. She lives in Mexico. She has the Zoom meetings with people all around the globe where they have non-genital arousal stimulated orgasms.
It's like a group orgy over Zoom, but without touching yourself.
Do you believe these people are really having orgasms? They're not touching themselves.
Like, I think it's technically, I guess, like, it's possible, but like I don't think like every single person, like I'd be surprised if like one person actually did have one. Like, I'm not saying like it can't be done, because I guess like anything's possible, but like I doubt that whole room was.
Mind is a powerful thing. So I don't know. I mean, they look like they were rather enjoying themselves, and they all did it together. Like Sarah said, it was a group awkward Zoom orgy.
It was really awkward. They were all just like moaning and like just, I don't know. She was telling them they could scream if they want.
She could feel them.
She said she could feel everybody. And the way she describes things are definitely interesting as well. Saying women are orgasms or something. And then she was saying, the big guy.
Yeah.
She was like, that's just built up sex inside of you. She's like, you're not fat. It's just.
That's not fat. That's
stagnant sex.
A lot of stagnant sex. Yeah, a lot of man and a lot of stagnant sex.
Which, like, some of the things she was saying, it's like I've heard people say before, and like where it's like trauma can like kind of have an effect on your body, which like it can. Like I don't see why not. Like the stress of it, and I don't know. There's some places I feel like she was a little out there on.
So this big guy comes to Sasha. He's a big burly guy, big hairy guy, bald with a huge beard, and his significant other, was it his wife?
Yes.
His wife. The guy, he sold boiled peanuts. He's from where? Georgia. He had a lot of trauma, and she could tell. She saw the trauma, sensed it on him, and she called it right on the numbers. He was molested when he was before his teen years. So she's basically going to exorcise trauma out of his body, and that's what he calls it. It was an exorcism. It was definitely an exorcism, is what he said.
It looked pretty inappropriate, but it's like it was almost like Reiki. It was just like had her hand like above his like crotch, and like, but he had towels on. It was just A little interesting.
I mean, I wouldn't say he necessarily sounded like he was having sex. It was kind of scarier sounds. It was so funny. She said, like, you know, men will get up on the table and they'll just roar like a lion, like all this pent up orgasm inside of them just comes out and roars like, and then it cuts to him going, It was hilarious.
It was pretty funny the way that they cut it like that.
Whoever shot this was a cinematic genius.
But he said it helped him, so I mean, obviously we weren't there. He said it was a powerful experience. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, don't know. Wasn't there. So, just like I said in the essential oils episode, it doesn't matter what I think about something. If it's real for someone, it's real for someone. I hate the idea of objective reality, but when it comes to something like this that like helps somebody, I'm not going to take it from you.
Yeah, I mean, it's like really the mind is a powerful thing, and it's like people, if they like really expect something to work and they like put a lot of effort into it, like it could help, I guess. And
Yeah.
It's like, but if someone like me went into that like being skeptical and not really believing in it, like I doubt I would really get anything out of that. You know, I've tried certain things and it didn't do anything for me.
If I did that, I wouldn't be able to take it seriously enough. I would not be able to get deep enough to feel it. Like, and I would try really hard, and there would always be the piece of me that's just like, this is bullshit. It wouldn't work. But I believe if you can get deep enough on a lot of things, the human mind is really powerful. That's all I know.
Yep, me too.
The one lady, she worked with Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith.
Is that the one with the glasses on?
She had the reddish hair.
Oh, yeah.
She was a sex tantra specialist for the stars. She worked with Will Smith and obviously didn't do a very good job. They had that entanglement. So there's the one guy, David, that was a professor of something, and he talked about how new Tantra is nothing like old Tantra. This lady, she was definitely new Tantra, or New Age Tantra. It was about spiritual exploration of yourself through another person, because people are gateways, people are portals into another dimension, into another world, into the spiritual or whatever. So you're using somebody else and somebody else is using you as portals into the spiritual realm. I think I'm getting that right. Don't crucify me if I'm wrong.
That sounds familiar.
Old Tantra, like David talks about, was drinking the semen and other fluids from the Swami, not the Swami,
so gross.
the
Stop
guru.
it. Sorry, the
guru.
dog is licking her feet. The guru.
The guru.
Okay, that's gross.
That is gross.
And like, I don't know. I just don't get it.
Um,
That's like nowadays.
No, that's they don't drink the semen nowadays. Nowadays, they just have sex. Probably drink the semen too. I'm not sure. This sect, the one working with Will Smith, I don't think they drank semen. Well,
Who knows?
I'm just not going to touch that. But yeah, obviously this lady didn't do that great of a job because, you know.
What happened?
I mean, Will praised her. I guess Jada didn't feel the same way. So this lady works with couples, and obviously famous couples, and she does like a light touch tantra. At least in her workshops, there's no real sexual touching or anything like that done. It's all like about intimacy.
And that's what she makes them do, right? That couple. Didn't they do that like an exercise?
Yeah. But
I feel bad when you gave details about the big guy. I was like, I feel bad talking about someone like it's like.
I was just explaining him.
I know.
I didn't mean anything by it.
I know.
It's not racist to say he was a black guy, like, or he was a white guy. I mean, it might not matter whether he was or not, but I don't think it really matters if you identify somebody as what they were. I wasn't doing it to be mean in any way. Sorry if I offended anybody.
You're okay.
Anybody.
You're good.
Thanks. So this lady, she counsels normal people as well. She has a couple on, and the couple is kind of corny, and the guy seems like he is scared
I know.
of the woman.
He really does. She's an intimidating one.
She is intimidating. She just seems a little bit like a bitch.
I don't know. She reminds me of someone I can't think of, but
I feel like he's lacking somewhere in his portion of the relationship too, and making her unhappy, but he doesn't either know what's going on, or like she is just so bitter, and she holds it all in. And
it's like she gave them exercises to do to like praise each other. It was his turn. The therapist was like, how did that feel? And she was like, I really wanted you to do that. I wanted more. It's like, instead of just being like, thank you, you know, it was like something that was hard to do, and like to be vulnerable, and like she was still like, oh, I want more. I was like, that pissed me off. I was like,
I like at the end where they're like, yeah, this was work, and now we have homework to do. Like, it wasn't like, oh, this was a great experience, this was a great tantric exploration into ourselves, and I feel completely enlightened. They're like, that was work, we got a lot of homework to do. You know, they came there to like save their marriage. If that's Tantra, oh, that's Neo-Tantra. I guess that's the lightest touch Tantra there is. So, Tantra, in the Western sense, is yoga and crazy sex. That's what I'm getting out of all of this. That New Age Tantra is yoga and crazy sex and a little bit of spirituality mixed in there. Do you think they're really like healthier, and they're going to live longer, and they've achieved like some crazy level of enlightenment where they're going to just have healthier, longer lives?
No, I don't. I'm not an expert on this, but I feel like it's just a trend. Like, I feel like, I mean, it seems like another like cool thing to do for people to like, so they feel better about themselves, like, so they feel like they're better than people. Like, that's just my opinion. Like, I'd be wrong. So sorry if you love it. And like, I don't think there's anything wrong with like bringing mindfulness into like a situation. Like, if it's like they're just trying to have like a more mindful sex life or whatever, it's like you can work on that. But it's like, I don't know, I just don't think most people are really gonna benefit from it. It's like they're gonna think they did.
I think short term, like, I think they will in the short term feel probably less anxious, and I'm sure it helps with, you know, depression, and I'm sure in the right now, like any drug, because what they're doing, again, we're just going to the brain. The brain it's a chemical factory, and sex, you know, being in these highly meditative states, all that stuff is causing your brain to just go haywire. You feel good. Chemicals are released. Serotonin, dopamine. You know, it's just another form of drugs.
Yeah, I mean, coming from that standpoint, like, yeah, there are like chemical responses and things going on. So it's like, yeah, you're right. It might help people like temporarily. I don't know if it'll translate to like the long term, but you just have to, you know, weigh the pros and cons of anything, and just be careful who you go to. Like, that's the main thing, I think.
Well, I mean, think about it. Like drugs, you don't really think about where you go to get your drugs. I mean, you only think about where you need to go to get your drugs, but you don't really.
Well, now some people think about it.
So this is just another case of humans wanting to get high, wanting the chemical reactions in the brains, because that's all we are at the end of the day, is a bunch of chemical reactions. And spirit, but I'm just saying here, in the physical, we're just a bunch of chemical reactions, and we seek those chemical reactions out. I like the term that he used, cultural appropriation. People are taking this Western, or this Eastern rather, spiritual practice and marketing it into something Western that Americans will eat up. They basically sell the sex, and then they're ran
America's
by.
good at that.
Yeah, there's ones in other countries, in Thailand and whatnot, where the swamis, which the swamis are all so creepy looking.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, they ooze creep.
And one of them was really bad that we know of.
And they have sex with tons of young, impressionable young girls.
Take advantage of people that are like vulnerable and trying to heal from trauma, which is disgusting.
They act under the guise of being these super spiritual healers, and really they're just sick, sadistic predators.
They have to know what they're doing is fucked up, but at the same time, I feel like some of them might just be so delusional that they just like tell themselves that they're helping people to like justify that behavior.
I'm sure that they're psychologically fucked in the head, and they probably think that they are doing God's work. They're probably that sick. And then some of them are just like that sleazy that they just do it because they know they can get away with it.
Yeah.
I don't know, this world's sick.
It is. And then, yeah, some of the people that worked under this person, what was his name? I keep forgetting. It's such a weird name.
The Swami?
Yeah. Such a weird name, I can't remember it.
Narcissist something?
Oh yeah, Targo or something.
No, it wasn't Targo. Narcissist Taco. Narcissistic Taco.
He's a dick guy, so it doesn't matter what his name really is, but he was like just like abusing people and like just being very deceptive and like trying to like promote these like vagina massages. What did he call them?
Yoni massage.
Yeah, he was trying to like use different words for like, you know, private parts.
Yeah, so they use
Privates.
mystical sounding languages to speak of things that are rape. They call spiritual enlightenment. You know, it's all about this kooky world of spiritual sexual enjoyment that brings about supernatural healing.
It's so fucked up. I don't know, they were like shaming the people that didn't want to participate in the crazy shit that they were doing, you know, trying to make it seem like it was something that was wrong with them for not wanting to like dig deep and like go through this. Like, yeah,
it's they bully people into submission to doing what they want them to do. It is sexual bullying, and it's sick, and it's under the guise of the spiritual shit, so they get away with it. It's really, really sick shit.
Hope Swami's in jail.
Hope Swami's in jail too.
Yeah.
So again, these people are doing this to feel better, to feel well, to feel healthy, to feel emotionally fit. And my analysis is it seems like it does more bad than good.
Yeah, I'd have to say the same about all of it really, but I don't know enough people that have like tried this type of thing. I really can't imagine it translating over, and then obviously like you get what you put into things, but
if it works, it works, like I've said, and I'm not going to take that away from you. My personal opinion, it doesn't look that appealing.
Yeah, it could just open the door to a lot of bad shit if people aren't in like a very like secure place.
Yeah.
And obviously these people that are coming to her are not in a very stable place, so I don't think it's a very smart decision. I think it's definitely very risky. And
let's put it this way, it looks like everybody involved is a very impressionable person that's probably had some sort of trauma in their life. They all gravitate towards this. There's just something to be said about that.
That makes sense. Good point.
My stamp of disapproval is on this one. On the essential oils, it's just whatever. Don't ingest them.
Use your judgment. Don't like be drinking them and putting them all over you.
The next episode, I already started watching into the next one. It's on breast milk. There's a guy in there bodybuilding, so let's see what breast milk is all about.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Wait, we didn't say bye to people.
Yeah, we did. Oh, okay, I guess we can say bye. Alright, so
we'll be back soon. How do I do it?
Just say... Anyways, guys, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. We'll be back soon.
I don't know, man. It was awkward.
Just say bye.
Bye.